There we go. Lovely stuff. Good evening, South Africa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the world, wherever you are live streaming from. Our millions of fans, our millions of sports fanatics. Welcome to the very first show. It's history in the making of an attempt at a sports show. That's right, an attempt at a sports show. History in the making, like I said, hosted by Crawford and Mitchell Splains, Putt Cricketer of the Year in 1994 and 2002. He grew up in two areas, and we have to mention it. He's also a sprinting legend. We have him in studio today. He's one of your anchors, Carl Lewis. Round of applause to you. Absolutely
Thank you.
fantastic. Here we go. And Carl, my man, you are joined by Retreat Civic Center's man of the match on January 25, 2003. It was a bit cloudy. The ball was swinging because it was taped on one side. And that is me, Dalin Oliver. Our first episode, my man.
I'm so excited, Dalin. A bit nervous, I'll be honest with you. Quick disclaimer for those out there. I am not a comedian. So
Yes.
please forgive me. I'm super nervous, but I'm excited to talk about sport though.
100%. I told you when I started out, this is two brasser that's figuring it out together. It's the chat around the braai, because for the listeners and the viewers, again, they're streaming millions around the world that don't know. Carl and I are former cricket teammates, and this is where the initial idea sparked. Because I told Carl, my bro, if I'm ever playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and there's a sports question, I'm phoning you. And look at us now, Carl.
Yeah, I'm so impressed. I remember in the changing rooms, when you started at Good Hope, then you'd ask me how to pronounce certain names of players. I used to enjoy that. I'll be honest with you.
I still do it. I still do it, Carl. But you don't answer anymore. I found the wrong number. I'm like, my bro, how do I pronounce it? Is it furlough or furloch? What's the right word they're using in England at the moment? We'll get into that later. But I'm very excited that we can do this together. And we want it to be as interactive as possible with the people who are watching.
Yeah, and I just to kind of discuss the format of the show, just to keep it quick and simple, we're going to choose 6, 7 topics per episode and just spend 4 minutes talking about that. And I think we'd encourage everyone watching to kind of comment their opinion, or if we're wrong, if we're right, if they agree. I'm very, very open to listening to other people about the topics that we're going to cover tonight.
Definitely, bro. We're not claiming to be experts. Like I said, we do brassa around the braai, around the fire, at the coffee shop, at the sports bar, whatever you want to call it, at the booth at Newlands Rugby Stadium, on that patch of grass that everyone braais at before the game. You know, you have those couch coaches and everybody's throwing in their 2 cents. That's the culture that we're trying to create. And if the viewers, or not if, when they comment and we get involved with them, I think it's going to be fierce. Who knows, long term, Call, we might even get a couple of our loyal viewers, millions, like I said, from all over the world, to be a guest on the show, bruh.
I look forward to that. But you spoke about culture and stuff. We did a lot of like pre-show kind of talking,
Yes,
and you
yes.
weren't wearing a hat. It
No.
looks a bit unprofessional that you're wearing a hat now. What's going on?
You see, Carl, this is my lucky sports set, right? There's two reasons why I'm wearing it. One, it's my lucky sports set, but two, more importantly, I've been growing my hair. So
Oh
for
my
those
God.
people who do know me, I usually never have hair, and now this is what it looks like during lockdown. If I was to sum it up, my hairline is like the area I grew up in, because it likes to retreat. And and on the real though, you wear caps. I know that you like your closed back caps, that NY ones, the straight peaks. I'm not a cap guy. I've got an oval head that gets bigger on top. So whenever I go to sports games, whether it's sevens, whether it's at Newlands, the iconic stadium we're broadcasting from this evening, I'm always wearing a hat just to make sure that I don't sunburn. And this is my lucky one, so I thought I'd
Yeah,
wear it.
I've actually never, and I spent what 3 years with you on a cricket field. I've never seen you wear a PCAP. So,
I've
okay,
always
now I know.
Yeah, I got a complex, call. I don't only live in a complex. I've got a complex about that I wear. So I wear floppies, but I'll change it up over the weeks. And I'm glad you noticed. Just from my side, you're looking good in lockdown. You've shaved your head
Thank you.
and the beard, because people were trolling you about your beard on the
I
on the
know.
on the poster. Who designed that amazing poster? I'll brag in.
It's my friend of mine called Jason Masters, very talented graphic designer.
Shout out to you, Jason. Thank you for
But
investing
yeah,
in
I
a
took
team.
it off for the show though. I did take off the beard for the show. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. I got a little moustache going. So at least we level on beards. Now you mentioned the clock at the start of the show, Carl. We're sticking to a strict 4 minute period for each topic. So as we get stuck into it, we both cricketers. We love cricket. We love all sports, but I think cricket is our base. Is that a fair thing to say?
I think that's very fair, Dalin.
So for those of you that don't know, Carl played some junior provincial cricket. He played Coke Week under 19, and then he went to UWC, had a very successful career there, off the field and on the field.
More off the field.
But then came to St. Augustine's. He was our captain. He scored a ton, I think, within his first couple of weeks at the club. And cricket's in our blood. So we thought we'd open it up with AB de Villiers. The big question. This question has been on everyone's lips since AB decided to share his thoughts at a really bad time when a World Cup was in the process of happening, busy happening, saying, yo, I'm still keen on representing the country, even though I've hung up my boots. Should we have him back? Should we not?
Well, I mean, the man is probably the most talented cricketer we've ever produced. So I think it would be foolish to say, no, we don't want him back. But in the same breath, I think this whole back and forth, is he coming, isn't he coming? I think there's been no clarity, and I think that's bothered a lot of people. It's like, he's leading us on, we get excited, and then suddenly he's vanished, he's gone, he ghosts us. So yes. I think that's the real issue. I don't think you can ever say no to someone who's as talented as him. So I would love to have him back for the T20 World Cup, whenever that takes place, because I mean, it's about time we reach a final and win an ICC tournament. I don't know how you feel about the AP situation.
Bro, I couldn't agree more. I would love him to be playing for South Africa, but again, this isn't Tinder, so he can't ghost us. He can't leave us in the dark. Like, there's way too much uncertainty. Is there data, AB? Where are you? You're missing in action. Then you're popping up like a father who hasn't visited in ages, and the whole of South Africa is left emotional because we're a passionate country. So South African code goes, we're going to give you a chance, but if you betray us, we're not going to trust you again, sports-wise. And for me, the big question around it is timing and uncertainty and the amount of back and forth, like you said. So there's been no cut plan going forward. Mark Boucher says, yes, he's keen to have AB back in the camp. But again, there's no words from AB.
There's no certainty.
No certainty, no formal interviews, no formal social media posts where he's openly saying, listen, I'm coming back for the Proteas, the T20 World Cup. It's happening in Australia. They haven't postponed it yet, even though COVID-19 is happening. They're making plans. It to happen in October. I want to play for my country. Going forward, I'm only going to play T20s, the shorter format. I'm not playing Test cricket. I'm not playing ODIs. But we've put pen to paper to say that these are the terms and conditions that apply to it, especially with Graham Smith coming in with a very authoritative stamp.
I think it helps that Boucher is the head coach and Smith is the director of cricket. Obviously, they've always been kind of friends and they have a good relationship. But I want to just go back quickly to when AB de Villiers initially retired. And I think he retired from international cricket at the right time after we beat Australia, beat India in a wonderful summer. I think it was 2018 or 2017. Anyway, we should have said, okay, AB, you don't have to play 50 over, you don't have to play Test cricket. We can manage the workload. You can play this series, you can play that series. I think he's talented enough to justify him getting special treatment. And I think not only from his side, I think he handled it poorly and his PR was bad, but I think Cricket South Africa could have thought about it and we could have really created a good plan for him to be fresh. He should have played in last year's World Cup if we managed him properly, and he should be available for this World Cup. That's just my opinion. I think from the moment he retired from international cricket, this whole thing has been handled poorly.
Clear-cut plan that we take from this. Also, he mustn't record another Afrikaans song. He must focus on getting back on the pitch for the Proteas. That's
I think that is the one. Besides his PR after retirement, I think that was his one mishap. He's a bit of a golden boy, good at everything, rugby, cricket, tennis, but unfortunately the music thing, we can look past it.
I hear you. So we both agree that we want AB back in the mix. We just want a clear way forward from CSA and from him.
Yeah, transparency.
Okay, cool, man. So we stick with cricket now. Again, a big issue that's popped up over the past couple of weeks. the new test captain. Who do we go with? The Cock taking to the T20 and ODI all fantastically. And
Mm.
now we've seen Maharaj, Bavuma. We've got the likes of Markram. Who else popping up to maybe?
Rassie van der Dussen, Dean Alger. But for me personally, I know Graham Smith kind of said that Quinton's not being, he won't be the test captain. I feel like he's our best batsman by a long shot. And I can
Yes.
understand them saying, look, his workload is the wicketkeeper, he's our best batsman, and he's captaining in all three formats. But I don't know, there's no clear South African captain. And for me, after the summer, especially in the ODIs and T20s, he should be the front runner to lead our country. But I mean, seeing that Graham Smith kind of says no, I think the safe option would be Dean Alger. I
Yes.
wouldn't want Pavuma there because I think there's enough pressure as is.
Yes.
Rassie van der Dussen, I think he has what it takes, but he's still green when it comes to international cricket. Although
Mm.
every challenge that's been laid out for Rassie van der Dussen
Yes.
so far in international cricket, he's kind of passed that test, jumped over that hurdle. But I think the safe option is Dean Alger. He's not get dropped anytime soon, and he's a consistent performer. What do you think?
Yeah, Brute. I'm with you on Dean. I love his grit and determination. Over the years, he's been the guy that shows up when South Africa needs him to. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And if we're chasing big targets, if we need to bat for a full day, Dean's one of the guys who's going to put his hands up a majority of the time. Let's say 70% of the
Yeah.
time. Bavuma, I'd like him to find his feet in the test arena, scoring big runs. I'd love to see him score big hundreds. We've seen him scoring so many starts between the 30s and 50s over.
Important 40s, important 70s, but at the end of the day, we want to see hundreds. That's what you want from test batsmen.
100%. Because if we have Bavuma and the Cock firing with that lower middle order, then we're finding our space as a test unit, batting wise, to go, further down into the tail. With regards to Markram, I think Markram needs to figure out the headspace that he's in with regards to a lot of formats. I just think he had a bad patch that he's come off, and to throw him straight into the test captaincy might be very difficult. I don't know. With Smith, they gave it to him young under tough circumstances, and he rose up to the occasion. But given the team that we're working with, is it going to be the easiest task for him? I don't know. Maharaj, you mentioned it when we were chatting a while back about being a spinner and South Africa being a test heavy seam nation.
Yeah, we addicted to pace in South Africa, and our wickets kind of suggest that we should be addicted to pace. But when we want to play four seamers at the Wanderers on a spicy Wanderers, then suddenly there's no space for Keshav. And unfortunately, your captain needs to be playing in every single test match. And I also want to give you 10 points for not using the word nuggety when describing Dean Alger. Because everyone will say Dean Alger, and a few words later, nuggety will be in the mix. So, congrats.
I love Dean simply because I checked with one of my buddies. He's like, Dean's one of those batsmen who, even when he's on 120, still looks like he's facing the first 10 deliveries of his innings. He's just always looks like he's trying to get in.
Yeah,
even
horrible. Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, so,
but he gets the job done just like Smith did. Well, I mean, Smith, he also looked horrible when batting, but I mean, he got stuff done. But to end the conversation, I think the safe option would be Dean Alger. Although my choice would be Quinton de Kock to captain the country in all formats. I think he has what it takes.
100%. We've underestimated him up until now with regards to leadership, simply because he's a quiet character. He doesn't show much emotion, but he showed in the recent ODI and T20 series, yo, man, I can lead. If the guys don't play well, I say it as it is. There's no running around the topic. So, again, we agree on this. I'm worried we agree too much.
Yeah.
Shows have banter. Guys start throwing their hats and going, Lewis, what do you mean? The Cock has to be the next captain. So it's going to be interesting to see when we start disagreeing. I know we agree on the fact that we're excited about football resuming this weekend. The Germans, the Bundesliga is kicking off.
Yeah, thank you to Angela Merkel and her government. They've clearly handled the coronavirus relatively well for football to start. And I think the whole world is so happy to have football back. And it's the Bundesliga, although SuperSport don't have the rights here. There are ways and means to watch these games, and I'm sure a lot of the fans, the sports fans watching this, will find a way to watch those leagues. And I don't think we give Bundesliga the attention it deserves. Out of Europe's top 5 leagues, they have the highest goal per game average, and I mean it's the place for burgeoning youngsters of world football. Superstars are created in Germany. You just think of Erling Haaland, Jadon Sancho for Dortmund, Timo Werner, Upamecano for Red Bull Leipzig. There's just so much talent in this league, and it's a very exciting league.
My work colleague Dan Corder loves Erling Haaland. Great surname. Just a quick fun fact, Carl, for the millions of viewers out there. Haaland, in about grade 10, there was a misunderstanding in class. The teacher said, that is Haaland. And then he said, no, that is Ceyland. Look, we're throwing Afrikaans jokes every now and then. But let's move to Haaland.
Wow.
His
Can I give you a fact? Can I give you a fact?
Give me a fact.
Haaland is the son of a former Manchester City and Leeds midfielder, Alf Inge Haaland. So if you go on YouTube and type in Alf Inge Haaland, he's most famous for Roy Keane breaking his leg, because he apparently gave a bad tackle to Roy Keane, and Roy Keane is such a petty and competitive person that the next time they played, he made sure to break his leg. Straight red.
Are you serious?
Yeah, broke his leg.
That's intense, man. Look, by the looks of things, with the photo of Haaland at the top of your screen, I think like he's preparing to fly kick Roy Keane sometime soon if he does see him in public. I'm just saying, he's fit, he's agile. Roy's an uncle now. You can attack him. He's got some MMA skills in his back pocket. But listen here, back to the Bundesliga. 2 questions. One, it shows in the German national team, they're churning out youngsters from the age of 18 plus at top tier. Is that because of the strong development system within majority of the clubs?
Yes, that as well. The whole German football philosophy, I'd say, is geared towards creating these world-class young footballers. But what I will say is, the German clubs, besides Bayern Munich, don't have the money to keep the biggest stars. So that's why their strategy is always, let's get these youngsters in cheap and let's sell them off. So that's how they make their money. Just look at Dortmund now. They've got Sancho, who they brought in for almost next to nothing. He won't go for less than 80 million pounds. That's a big markup. Haaland bought for 30 million. He'll go for about 70, 80. So there's huge profits there. And also they have another youngster, Giovanni Reina, who's the son of the US footballer, who's a decent footballer, Claudio Reina. And I'm quite excited. And also, I think that's all there is to say about the
German football. Listen, all I'm saying is, if you are not a German football fan, find a way to stream the Bundesliga. It kicks off now, 16 May. Dortmund 4 points behind Bayern Munich, and you can learn German, right? Imagine you watch like the maximum of remaining 9 games per team in German. It's going to be like watching an episode of Narcos on Netflix. You're bound to be fluent in the language by the end of it, right? Also, do you think the German government or the German Football Authority slipped a side check for the league to be signed off?
I think there was a lot of pressure, because in one of her press conferences, Merkel was very dismissive. She said, yes, there will be football back soon. Now stop asking me questions. So I think there has been a lot of pressure to get the league back up and running, because I think football does a lot for morale. But knowing the Germans, they basically set out this whole system where only 322 people will be at the stadium for the fixture to happen. So it's the bare minimum.
I hear you. That's awesome, Carl. And listen, Premier League fans, bruh, it's not confirmed an official date, but what I'm excited for is that the English government said 1 June, live sport can resume behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We finally like you for part of life, but where does this leave the Liverpool fans? Where does this leave the City, the United fans? What's going to happen? How do you think it's going to unfold?
Look, although I don't think the UK is in a position really to get the league started, but I just saw today that the proposed start date of 12th June might be moved back to 19th June. So you have to remember, in this whole negotiations, there's so many vested interests. The relegation clubs are clubs that are threatened by relegation. They have their own own agenda. The Liverpool, they have their own agenda. The clubs who are qualifying for Europe, they have their agenda, and there's so much money at stake and so
Yeah.
much pressure. But at the end of the day, I think the pressure that's coming from all angles, I think they have to solve this on the field. There's no way this league can be decided in the boardroom.
No,
And yeah,
not it. Not at all. Not given the way it's happened. 30 years later, Liverpool first Premier League title, runaway log leaders. Jurgen, a coach that's loved by many. And if you have thoughts and you have comments about it, please put it in the comment section. We want to hear your thoughts about football,
yes.
Bundesliga, Premier League, whatever the case may be, even if it's cricket.
Dalin, also on this whole, there's also been a few footballers themselves who are kind of weary of starting very soon.
Yes.
Danny Rose, he said it's crazy to think about football when people are dying. And
Yep.
then a third Brighton player was tested positive for coronavirus.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Glenn Murray himself has said, like, guys, we need to really think about this. So there is the pressure from the players themselves.
100%. Club captains met yesterday via video conference saying, yo, what's the way forward? Our players are scared. Also, lots of politics. Do they play neutral venues? Do they have home and away fixtures? How do they handle all of this? Crowds coming outside of stadiums to see the players. It's lots of
You,
health issues at risk.
I would love to hear Liverpool fans on how they are feeling. Because I feel
Yes.
you wait 3 decades to win a league and you run away with the league and you literally need two more wins to secure this league, and then a global pandemic stops you from kind of
100%.
winning the league when you should. They must be cursed.
100%, bruh. Like, I know some people who've gotten the Premier League champions 2019-2020 season tattooed on them already. It's there. It's permanent. It's in ink, bruh. So, Liverpool fans, the millions that are watching, please tell us, how do you feel? What's your thoughts? Locally, I know Kaiser Chiefs fans, they want the title so badly, Carl. But the PSL, we're not sure if it's going to resume. South and the PSL in a bit of a tug of war, if you can call it that.
Yeah, they definitely singing from different hymn sheets. So, obviously, the PSL, they want to get the game going, where Safa is taking a more measured approach. But I think behind all of that, there's also the Cold War between Danny O'Dan and EWNSport, two powerful,
Yes.
influential figures in South African society, let alone football. And they also have their beef. And I think one or the other is trying to kind of show who's in charge here. And it will be interesting to see when the league actually starts. I mean, there has been a Pirates player, Ben Matswari, who's tested positive.
Last week,
And,
yeah.
but I mean, we have to get on the field for clubs to basically survive. I know Cape Town City. I think if things if we don't get on the field soon, they're going to start
Yes.
cutting salaries. AmaZulu, Highlands Park, Bloemfontein Celtic. It's money, and clubs are suffering.
And it's a scary space because we have the PSL who's pushing to restart, but we have SAPA who's going with level 1 lockdown. Financially, where's the middle ground? Do you think government will sign it off before? Listen, you guys can resume before, but we're still on lockdown level 4. Our cases of coronavirus are picking up.
Look, I think Mr. EWNSport is he will get the league to start sometime in June. He's that influential.
Bro,
no, honestly, I think we'll start this league somewhere in June. And as the league stands now, Kaiser Chiefs have what, a 4-point lead?
Yeah,
it can't be handled in the boardroom. Unfortunately, our league is so tight that it needs to be played out on the field. And Sundowns, they sit in second place, defending champions, looking for a third title in a row. They come good at the end of the season. So I'm very worried for Kaiser Chiefs.
Games in hand as well. So Chiefs, not like runaway log leaders. It's a very scary space. We'll have to wait and see what our local football results do for our season in the next couple. What has been very interesting, though, Lewis, is the rugby market. I know SA Rugby had a salary cut agreement, COVID-19. 14 May today was the cutoff date. And our local boy, Dalin is heading off to France.
Yeah, I'm glad for him. I'm really glad for him. I think the time to say players must be patriotic and stay in the country, that time is over. They need to secure the bag.
Do you know how many people you just angered at home now? They're like, what do you mean we must be patriotic?
Now, this is their job, and we need to start looking at sportsmen as workers. That's the industry. That's how they make money. Dylan Lades, go earn your money,
Yes,
secure that bag, do what you need to do, and that goes to the rest of South Africa. Earn your
yes.
pounds, man.
Yeah, but also Dylan's got hair products to get, bruh. Like that's a serious. That's a. Let's get real. Like to have that hairstyle consistently and be that good and keep it all in shape. That's products expensive. But I'm,
Yeah,
I'm with I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. And it's a scary thing to say because we want to see them play in our local spaces. We want local. We want to see them in the green and gold. But they got families to look out for long term,
yeah,
and also bigger picture. I think they'll eventually come settle in South Africa. If you look at
yes,
France Stein coming back, Gio Upload now to the Bulls.
yeah. Gio Upland, Mornay Steyn,
Mornay Stein,
Arno
yeah.
Buerta's coming back. But just for the viewers out there, it's actually a kind of a deadline day in rugby today. Basically, at midnight tonight, South African players who are contracted to unions here, they have the chance to opt out of their contract and sign somewhere else. So look for rugby news tonight for all the rugby fans. Look for player movements. There could be incomings. There could be a lot of outgoings. I heard Peter Steph Toy said no to 75 million rand over
Big
3
deal.
years to stay
Big deal.
in South Africa.
Montpellier throwing the checkbook.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. World Rugby Player of the Year, becoming the highest paid player. He said no. That's called being a patriot, but also looking after the Stormers and Peter Steph Toy.
Yeah.
So listen, our clock is ticking, Carl, and we're moving forward. I
Yeah.
think we're using nicely. It's automatic. We're on the N1 now. We just passed the Riversdale turnoff. We're about to stop at the garage for a coffee. But before we get there, I've been sleeping on Michael Jordan's documentary. I've seen
Um,
lots of hype about it, but I've been so silly because I haven't watched it. Sell it to me.
yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah. I know we're running out of time and I want to get to the comments, but give me a minute to talk about Michael Jordan, or rather The Last Dance. It is sports documentary porn. It is just so good. Uh, the way they tell their story, basically, it's of their final season in '98 of the legendary Bulls dynasty. But the way they tell their stories, everything in their last season has a backstory, and they take you back to '84, '93, and it's
Nice.
just so beautifully told. And even if your partner doesn't like sport, he or she will enjoy this documentary. It's
Yes.
so well made and so well told that you don't have to be a basketball fan for that matter to enjoy it. It is the best documentary sporting documentary I've ever watched, and that's Above Fire in Babylon.
Wow. Listen, all I took from it was your wise words of even if your partner is not a sports fan, that means, listen here, men, we know your ladies are going to say you can't watch any more sports because sports is done now, but that's the way to sell it to her. Also, you said there's 10 episodes. Does Michael Jordan have an 11th episode about Jordan footwear and how he's affected the Cape Town culture? That's all I want to know. Like, that's all I want to know. Does Jordan talk about Jordans and Cape Town? That's the bigger picture, but I will watch it.
Just before we get to the comments, Michael Jordan desperately wanted to be an Adidas ambassador. He wanted to be sponsored by Adidas. Converse also came for him. He was
Yes.
so reluctant to go with Nike because Nike were a startup and quite small, but they made him this deal. Um, and his agent was like, "You need to give this man a shoe." And
Yes.
look at Jordan's now. Look at he wanted to be an Adidas guy, but now he's created this masterpiece with
Yes.
Nike.
Michael Jordan, Judy Boucher. That's the two cornerstones of our culture call. Like, imagine you're wearing Jordans and Judy Boucher singing. Can you imagine the great day you're going to have? So listen here, bro. Oh, there I say Sarah Adams commented best documentary. I think we should get stuck into the comments
Yeah,
we get
sorry,
lost.
Adams. I think if it's a sorry Adams, I'm thinking about. We went to varsity together, and she is a crazy sports nut.
She
So
says
I'm
yes.
I'm very happy to that. So there actually are people commenting and watching this.
They call. We've got famous people that's watching our sports show. We've got former Proteas spinner, legend who took the world by storm. They called him Frog in a Blender. Our former St. Augustine's teammate, Carl Weber, or Carl Lewis. It's Paul Adams, Gogi.
Oh
Mm,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And then your other
Yeah.
Saints teammate, Dane Miller.
Oh, is he also watching?
Yeah.
There's a few celebrities as well, I think, that are watching us as well.
Okay, 100%. I
I
see
don't want to
David.
give I don't want to give too many names away
Yes,
just yet.
yes. David Beckham just tweeted us, doing a great job, lads. Um,
That's who I was talking about.
yeah, Pharrell Williams. He tweeted us as well. He said no one ever really dies like your sports show that will never really die. Pharrell, love you. We appreciate you. But on the real though, we've got Natasha Peterson there as well. Part of the St. Augustine's family. A lot of Saints people. Do you want to get into the comments? I see Caesar's got some good points there, Lewis.
Well, if I had my technology set up properly, I would be able to see it, but I don't. So you take the lead.
That reminds me of Carl when he played for St. Augustine's. Many people will not know this. Carl had a kit bag with no kit. So on match day, he would be using numerous bits of equipment, even boots and ball boxes from his fellow teammates, right?
Can, I mean, if anyone has played cricket, or if you're a parent of a child that plays cricket, you know cricket kit costs about
Yes.
minimum 3,000, 4,000 rand. So if you think about it, I was quite smart.
100%, Carl, 100%. Less than 3 minutes on the clock. I just want to go to Seasway. Seasway, Bebe says, make the big bucks while you can, unless there's a really solid chance at winning the Super 15, which is not so. Carl is right. Secure the bag. Who else do we have here? Sean Campbell, our baseball man, pioneering, pushing through for province. He tagged a good couple of local guys. Razin, also in the cricket family from Montrose. He's a diehard Liverpool fan, Carl. We know that. And Razin says, he says, as a Liverpool fan, I'm pooping myself. I won't lie, lol. Then Ahmad Brown, our friend and former coach at St. Augustine, says, there's no doubt that Liverpool would have won the league. They should give it to us.
No. You play it on the field, you earn that right. Although, I mean, we know that we're going to win it, but the league needs to play out on the field. We can't be awarding titles. And I think, I don't know if I can't speak for Liverpool fans, but I'm sure they wouldn't want to win the league that way. They'd want to win it on the field.
100%, Carl, 100%. I mean, we're looking at a couple of guys. We got local comics, Gino Fernandez, Kenwin Davids, another Saints lad, Tyler Ridder. Oh, we've got Desiree McKine in the comedy circles. Yep, Dev Don did it. Shout out to Dev Don did it for tuning in. Minnerly Minna, Robin Peterson, Colin Fortune, Beresford Williams, Ed Godfrey.
Wow, there's more than 5 people. And
yes,
it's not more than it's not just my parents and immediate family.
Yep. Carl, we don't have the paid version of Zoom, so we must say bye. We're running out of time. Thank you for tuning into an attempt to do a sports show. I'm Dalin Oliver.
And I'm Carl Lewis. Thank you guys for watching.
We'll see you next week. Well done.
Yeah. Well done.
The camera is. Are we done?
Clyde. Are we finished?
Are we finished? Are we live? Oh, now we say goodbye. Cool. Bye. Thank you.